Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Type it down on the chat box. Hello, good evening. You can hopefully hear me. Let me show by typing down yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, dear friends. Okay, nice to meet you at our today's webinar on test of Russian as a foreign language for A2 candidates, or for candidates who takes exam for basic level certificate. This is our second webinar in the series of 10 that are scheduled for April and May this year, and the webinars will be held each Wednesday at 6 p.m. Moscow time. This webinar will be useful for anyone who'd like to learn about the Russian as a foreign language qualifications for A2 level, understand the structure of the test, and to successfully prepare for the test. Well, thanks again for joining us. My name's Krinitsky Oleg, and I work for Testing Language Center at St. Petersburg State University as a specialist in Russian language testing. Okay, let's get started. So having a look at what we're going to do. Please take a look here. What are we going to do at the webinar? Well, we're going to give an overview of the A2 format and task types, to look in detail at the tasks in vocabulary, grammar, reading and listening test papers, to practice some typical tasks included in the test, to give some practical ideas to use on your own for self-study, and will provide you with a number of resources to start getting ready for your exams. And we'll start with an overview about the history of St. Petersburg State University. As you might know, it's the oldest university in Russia. It was established in 1724. It's one of the country's leading universities, and more than 30,000 students learn here, and 12,000 academics teach at this university. And it's almost 70 years of teaching Russian as a foreign language experience we have at our university. And the Language Testing Center in particular was founded in 1997 on August the 22nd. We have a lot of Russian language testing centers in many foreign countries like Greece, Germany, Turkey, Serbia, South Korea, and many others. Actually, there are 80 testing centers abroad who cooperate with us successfully. We are also partners of Association of Language Testers of Europe. It's called ALTE. And the certificate we issue is internationally recognized worldwide. Let's go on to another slide. So this, how the certificate we issue looks like. All right. Now, let's take a look briefly at the Russian as a foreign language test system or qualifications for different levels. All these levels are corresponding with the common European framework of references. You see, for example, basic level test corresponds to A2 level test according to the common European framework of reference, CFA in short. All right, another slide. Well, let's focus on A2 level briefly. Some academicians and teachers call it the pre-threshold level. You should know approximately 1,300 words to take the test successfully, and it's 180 or 200 hours from A1 level, which we previously looked at last week. And take a look at it. Yeah. So a candidate should use limited grammar and vocabulary at this level in elementary communication, in everyday situations, like routine, social, cultural, classroom, working areas of communication. And this level, or the certificate for this level, is sufficient for getting work permit or citizenship. All right. Let's focus on CFA Self Assessment Grid. What can you do at this level? Listening. You can understand phrases and the highest frequency vocabulary related to areas of most immediate personal relevance, like very basic personal and family information, shopping, local area, employment. You can catch the main point in short, clear, simple messages and announcements. As for reading, you can read very short, simple texts, can find specific, predictable information in simple everyday material, such as advertisements, prospectuses, menus, and timetables, and can understand short, simple, personal letters. As for spoken interaction, you can communicate in simple and routine tasks requiring a simple and direct exchange of information on familiar topics and activities. You can handle very short social exchanges, even though you can't usually understand enough to keep the conversation going yourself. As for spoken production, you can use a series of phrases and sentences to describe in simple terms your family and other people, living conditions, your educational background, and your present or most recent jobs. And as for writing, you can write short, simple notes and messages relating to matters in areas of immediate needs. You can write a very simple personal letter, for example, thanking someone for something. Now, let's take a look at the test structure. It contains 5 subtests: grammar and vocabulary, reading, listening, speaking, and writing. In today's webinar, we'll be focusing only on 3 test papers, like grammar and vocabulary, reading, and listening. And you see the pass score for each test is 66% or more. And if you get 60% with one of them, you can pass the test too. And you can possibly receive 1 or 2 subtests. Well, let's do grammar and vocabulary subtest. You see, it lasts 50 minutes. It contains 5 sections or parts, and it consists of 100 tasks. Most of them are 2, 3, and 4 option multiple choice tasks. And the test concern these areas of vocabulary and grammar. So vocabulary, cases of nouns, adjectives, and pronouns, question words, verbs of motion with prefixes, verb system, aspect in particular, and syntax, conjunctions. Look at the example and please give me answers. Look at the example. And choose. Yeah. Exactly. It's C, B. Мой старший брат уже работает, хотя он старше меня только на 3 года. Thank you. You're right. And now let's move on for grammar and vocabulary subtest practice on different sections. First, it's vocabulary. Please do 1. Very good. Yeah, very good. It's D. Преподаватель сказал нам, что экзамен будет в среду. Now focus on sentence 2. 2. Very good. You've got the right answer. It's C. Получил. Недавно я получил письмо от друга. Now, 3 and 4. 3 and 4, please. Three is C, very good, and 4 is A, exactly, not D. Я умею играть в шахматы, но сейчас я не могу играть, потому что у меня болит голова. So the correct answers are C and A. Now, let's do 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. Yes, very good, just perfect. So 5 is A, 6 and 7 are B. Very good. Сейчас Игорь слушает интересную лекцию. Наша бабушка плохо слышит. С ней мы всегда громко разговариваем, потому что она плохо слышит. A, B, B. Thank you. Now, let's focus on some instances of noun cases, pronouns, question words, and adjectives. 8, please focus on 8 and do this. Very good. 8 is B. Антон заболел, но никому не сказал об этом. Now 9. 9 is D. Perfect. Новая книга Пелевина очень интересная. Я хочу купить эту книгу. Very good. It's D. Now 10. Do 10, please. Mm. 10 is A. A is correct answer. В прошлом году я закончил школу и поступил в университет. Thank you. Do 11, please. Eleven, please. Right, you're right. The correct answer is B. Спортсмены участвовали во многих соревнованиях. Good. Let's move on. It's 12. Do this. Twelve is C. Perfect. В Санкт-Петербург приезжает много туристов. The correct answer is C. Do the 13, please. Absolutely. A is correct. У меня нет этой книги. Okay, we move on. Now, verbs of motion. Please get focused on this and do the first part, sentences 14, 15, 16, and 17. You should choose between идешь or ходишь. Very good. Very good. Yeah. The correct answers are A for 14, B for 15 and 16, and A for 17. Привет, куда ты сейчас идешь? 15. Ты часто ходишь в ресторан? 16. Почему ты никогда не ходишь в клуб? 17. Ты идешь очень медленно, мы уже опаздываем. Again, A, B, B, A. Another set of sentences, 18, 19, 20, 21. Please do this. You should choose between ехали, ездили. Ехали, ездили. I can see it's not that easy as it used to with the previous ones. So, which have you got for 18? A or B? Well, for 18, the correct answer is B. В воскресенье мы ездили на дачу и вернулись домой поздно. For 19, well, it's not A. For 19, again, it's be. Вы часто ездили на дачу зимой? For sentence 20, which one have you chosen? Ехали or ездили? Yeah, that's definitely A. Сегодня мы ехали в автобусе и встретили Петю. And for 21, choose A or B. Well, it's not B, it's A. Погода была плохая, и машины ехали медленно. So, as I can see from the chart box, for most of you, it's quite a confusing area. I mean, verbs of motion. Yeah, Tranthi, yeah? For question 18, the correct answer is B, not A. It's B. You're probably confused or mixed them up because there are a lot of sentences. Again, correct answers for 18 and 19, they are B, ездили. And for 20 and 21, they're A, ехали. All right. So you have to do a lot of practice actually to use verbs of motion correctly. That's really, really difficult in Russian. Okay, next. Verbs of motion with prefixes. It's even more difficult than just verbs of motion without prefixes. Look, let's do 22 and 23. Twenty is A, Suleimani Miriam. Now let's focus on verbs of motion with prefixes 22 and 23. Yeah. 22 is C, that's perfect. В понедельник Антон вышел из дома. And 23 и 23. No. We are not doing the 24th one. So 22 and 23. В понедельник Антон вышел из дома. The correct answer is C. And for 23, the correct answer is A. И пошел в университет. Oh, it's a slip here, yeah. Now, 24. Виктор сейчас в Москве? Нет, он choose between приехал, выехал, уехал. 24. Yeah, it's C. Виктор сейчас в Москве? Нет, он уехал на дачу. So the correct answer is C. Another one. Андрей дома? Нет, он. Thank you. You're right. It's B. Нет, он поехал на вокзал. Good. Now, some sentences focusing on verb aspect. You know, it's another extremely difficult area. And, well, a possibility to make a lot of mistakes, actually, at the test, during the test. Please, 25. You should choose between варить, сварить. 25 is B. 26. 26 is A. Very good. 27. 27. 27 is B. Perfect. And 28. Right. You're great. Dear candidates, no mistakes, really. Let's check it again. Сегодня на обед жена решила сварить рис. Вы умеете варить кофе? Сегодня я должна быстро сварить суп. And finally, яйцо можно варить 4 минуты. Okay. Next, another set of sentences, 29, 30, 31, 32. You should choose between выбирали, выбрали. 29, please. $29 is B. Right. Мы выбрали этот телевизор, потому что он недорогой. 30. Yeah, is A. Perfect. В ресторане мы долго выбирали вино. 31. 31. B. Good. Вы уже выбрали подарки для детей? 32. 32. Yeah, is B. В гостинице мы выбрали номер на 2-м этаже. Well, just perfect, no problem, seems to be. Yeah, especially for A2 candidates. And now, again, we're still focusing on verb system, infinitives, and infinitive and finite forms. Let's do 33. 33. 33 is B. So it seems easy for you. 34. 34. 34. Yeah, it's A. And 35. 35. Perfect, is B. Very good. Let's check it again. Вы уже закончили завтракать? B. Извините, но здесь нельзя громко говорить. A. 35. Мы не опоздали. Концерт начнется через несколько минут. B is correct. And now some focus on syntax. Conjunctions. 36. Please, again, choose correct answer. It's 4 multiple choice tasks. 36. Which one is? Perfect. Если вы хотите поступить в университет, вам надо серьезно заниматься, потому что экзамены очень трудные. The correct answer is D. Great. 37 now. 37. Yes, you're right, it's B. Летом лучше уезжать из города, чтобы отдохнуть от шума. It's B. 38. 38. 38 is D. Perfect. Расскажи, пожалуйста, о чем эта книга? Thank you. And some more syntax conjunctions practice. 39, please do this. 39. Oh, great. It's a bit difficult, but you're all correct. It's B. В театре идет новый спектакль, о котором писали газеты. 41, please. 41 is D. Yes, right. Я думаю, что он очень способный студент. D is correct. And 42. 42. Yeah, let me see. 42. Perfect. It's C. Я давно хотел посмотреть этот фильм, потому что я много слышал о нем. Okay. Well, so far we've finished with practicing tasks from vocabulary and grammar test paper, and now focus on some tips for learning more vocabulary and grammar. Well, you should write a lot, use a lot, and remember the words and structures. A good idea is keeping a vocabulary book. You write down your words in your vocabulary book that you see in your course book or at classes or in past paper exams. Try to write words that go together, that's very important, and write an example sentence so that you can learn them. That's another very important thing. But students are very reluctant on doing this. I mean, writing down new words and writing example sentences. Next, you should know vocabulary about many different topics. And you can ask your teacher or instructor about the topics that can be in the test. And you could also use A2 lexical minimum to help you. Well, you should learn a lot about the verb system in the Russian language, difficult forms, prepositions, noun cases, collocations, and so on. And it's a good idea to use a good self-study grammar and vocabulary book or to work with a teacher. As you understand, yeah, levels A1 and A2 are grammatically biased, I might say this. So there's a lot of grammar to make a good fundament, yeah, for you to move on at higher levels. Okay, next. Another subtest we're focusing on today is reading. Please look at the structure of the test. It lasts for 50 minutes. It has 4 parts and contains 30 tasks. All the tasks are 3-option multiple choice tasks. And what are the parts? in this subtests. You'll be given phrases to be logically completed, to logically complete, a passage of an article for topic identification. You'll be also given passages from texts for searching for matching information, and a descriptive text from 250 to 300 words. And at the test, you can use a bilingual dictionary. So don't forget to bring it with you. Right, let's look at two example sentences. They are phrases to be logically completed. One, Жан плохо понимает по-русски. What does it mean? Yes, very good. One is A. Говорите, пожалуйста, медленно. And the second one, скоро праздник. Which one logically matches to this phrase? Two. It's A. Very good, very good. Надо отправить открытки друзьям. Okay, and now let's do some more exercises, some more practice, well, concerning reading subtests. Well, just continue. The first part, as you might remember, are phrases to be logically completed. One. Сегодня на улице очень яркое солнце. You choose. One. Yes, you're right. Обязательно возьми темные очки. So, A is correct. Now, sentence 2. Мама плохо себя чувствует. Which one would you choose? 2 is A. Very good, very good. Мы вызвали врача. Thank you. We move on. Now, in part 2, you'll have a passage of an article for topic identification. Please read the extract from the article. Actually, it's a bit too, it's a bit longer, of course. It's just an abstract. And do the exercises 1 and 2. I'll try to read it quickly, not to waste a lot of our time. So let me see what you've done. So one is в статье речь идет о чем? One is B. Perfect. О старинном кладе. And 2 is also B. Right. B is correct answer. В 17 веке на 41 монету можно было купить домашнее животное или 2-3 десятка домашних птиц. So, B and B. Thank you. Not B and A, yeah? One is B, 2 is B. There are 2 correct answers. All right. Next. And here you have 3 passages from texts for searching, for matching information. And again, these 3 passages are have been shortened or abridged. Well, please read them as quickly as possible. The first one is called Завтрак у папы. The second one is Хатико. And the third one по семейным обстоятельствам. And try to read them quickly. You'll probably need 1 or 2 or 3 minutes for that. And then we'll do some practical exercises. Let me know, please, when you're ready to do some practice by typing down on the chat box. Ready. All right. Now let's do some practice. The first one. Герой этого фильма не знает о том, что у него есть 10-летняя дочка. One is A. Very good. The second one. Один из героев этого фильма – собака. 2 is B. Very good. And finally, у героини этого фильма есть взрослая дочь, у которой также есть маленький ребенок. Which film is it? It's C. По семейным обстоятельствам. Yeah, very good. Well, actually, this part is much bigger, and not all the exercises are that simple and easy. I've just given you an example of this section. Another thing, in the reading subtest, it's an article or a descriptive text. It will contain 250 or 300 words. And again, the article is abridged. So read it, please, and then we'll do some practice. That's the final part of the reading subtest. You'll need 1 or 2 minutes, 1 minute or 2, to read it quickly. You're ready, Christina? Great. And the others? What about the others? Are you ready, dear friends, to do some practice on the text? Good. Well, these are typical tasks after the descriptive text. So the first one. 25-я Московская международная книжная выставка состоялась, yes, it's A, в сентябре 2014 года. The second one, right, very good. The second one is C. В работе 25-й Московской международной книжной выставки участвовали не только русские, но и иностранные книжные фирмы. And finally, 3. Yes, that's just perfect. It's A. На 25-й Московской международной книжной выставке был очень большой выбор книг. You're right. You're right. And this is the final part in the reading test paper. And there's some ideas how can you improve your reading skills. Well, to say it short, the candidates or students have to read a lot of different kinds of texts. Brochures, leaflets, emails, websites, graded readers, and try to read both fiction and non-fiction. It's time to start reading fiction. Graded fiction, of course, yeah. And this reading paper test also checks how well can you read in different ways. So you should know different ways of reading. They're called skimming for main idea. For certain information, it's scanning, and careful reading when you need to understand as much as possible. And when you come across on a word you don't know in the text, so you shouldn't be confused, of course. Try to guess the meaning of the words you don't know from the context. That's very, very important. And yeah, you should practice and perfectionate this skill. Okay, now we move on to listening subtest. And you see, it lasts for 30 minutes. It has 5 parts or sections and contains 25 tasks. They're all 3 option multiple choice tasks. And your listening skills will be checked at phrase level, at dialect level for topic identification, then searching for specific information, and at a monologue level. And you might remember that all texts are repeated twice at low levels. Let's do the example first. Я был в Париже в прошлом году. What does it mean? What does it mean? Yeah, it's B, not C. Я ездил в Париж в прошлом году. Okay, let's do the same type of exercise. Some more exercise. Oh, yeah. But before this, let's look at the features that makes listening in another language difficult. It's definitely speed of speech, accent, intonation of speaker, stress, and connected speech is especially difficult at these lower levels. You need a lot of concentration and attention when listening to something in another language, and that's a bit difficult. And you should control the time effectively during the test. Well, the effectiveness also depends on complexity of the contexts. The more complex the context, the more difficult to understand it. And it depends on your background knowledge. The more the candidate knows about something, the better he or she understands, well, the context. Okay, and now let's do the tasks. So first, listen, please.
1. В прошлом году мы заплатили за билеты на концерт на 3000 рублей меньше. В прошлом году мы заплатили за билеты на концерт на 3000 рублей меньше.
So you see, the phrase is repeated twice, and please choose the phrase that logically completes the first phrase according to the context. Which one is it? Exactly, it's A. В прошлом году билеты были дешевле. Now listen to the second phrase.
Три. Мы хотели отдыхать на море, но в последний момент поехали в деревню. Мы хотели отдыхать на море, но в последний момент поехали в деревню.
Thank you. Which one is correct? Yes, 3 is C. Мы провели отпуск в деревне. Perfect. Now, phrase 5. Listen to, please.
5. Маша говорит, что мороженое — это самый вкусный десерт в мире. Маша говорит, что мороженое — это самый вкусный десерт в мире.
Okay. Which one have you chosen for 5? Yes, it's A. Маша любит мороженое. Okay, thank you. Next, another part. You listen to the dialogues and identify the topic, please. Now let's focus and listen to conversation or dialogue 6.
6.
Добрый день. Куда поедем?
Здравствуйте. Театральная площадь, дом 1. Вы знаете, где это?
Да, конечно. Это же Мариинский театр.
Сколько времени мы будем ехать? Я опаздываю.
Это недалеко. Минут за 20 доедем.
Thank you. Они разговаривали в такси. Yeah, you're right. It's C. 7 now.
7.
Молодые люди, здесь нельзя громко разговаривать.
Правда?
Да, вы мешаете другим читателям. Вы можете все обсудить в специальной комнате для групповых занятий.
Спасибо. Тогда мы пойдем туда.
Thank you. Они разговаривали где? В библиотеке. 7C. Very good. And 8 now.
Восемь.
Привет. Я видела твои работы в интернете. Очень оригинально. Ты давно занимаешься рисованием?
Да, уже 3 года. Я рад, что тебе понравилось. А как проходят твои занятия танцами?
Отлично. Сейчас я танцую в паре с новым партнером. Он настоящий профессионал.
Yeah, I see. 8B. Correct answer. Они говорили о хобби. B is correct. All right. Next. Now, tasks from 13 through 19. You listen to the dialects and choose one correct answer, please. Listen.
Здравствуйте. Меня зовут Андрей. Я прочитал ваше объявление о продаже двухкомнатной квартиры в газете. Мы молодая семья с ребенком. Ищем квартиру.
Очень приятно. Меня зовут Елена. Да, мы продаем квартиру. Наша квартира находится около цирка в новом 9-этажном доме на 4-м этаже. Это идеальный вариант для семьи с детьми, так как недалеко от дома есть детский сад и игровая площадка.
Отлично. Скажите, а квартира светлая?
Да, окна кухни и спальни выходят на солнечную сторону.
Елена, скажите, а когда можно посмотреть квартиру?
Во вторник после 6 подойдет?
Прекрасно. Нас устраивает этот день и время. Я приду с женой.
Well, thank you. Thank you, friends. Yeah, you are right. As you can see, it was quite a long conversation between two people, and actually there are more exercises here, but I've only taken 3. And the correct answers for 13 it's B, for 15 is C, and for 16 it's A. Very good. And finally, the final part in the listening subtest and is listening to the monologue. And again, there are actually more exercises after this listening, but I've only taken 3 of them. There are 5 actually. Okay, listen please and choose one correct answer.
Изучаете русский язык? Ищете хороший учебник по русскому языку как иностранному? Или вам нужен словарь? В доме книги вы можете купить все, что вам нужно. Дом книги — это большой магазин. На 2-м этаже вы можете купить учебники русского языка, словари, а также книги известных русских писателей. Продавцы всегда помогут найти вам нужную книгу. На первом этаже можно найти русские сувениры, книги о России и Санкт-Петербурге. Здесь можно купить памятные подарки для друзей и семьи. В доме книги также есть знаменитое кафе, где вы можете отдохнуть, выпить кофе и насладиться видом на Казанский собор. С 1 августа в магазине начинается большая распродажа учебников по русскому языку как иностранному. Скидки до 50%. Ждем вас по адресу Санкт-Петербург, Невский проспект, дом 28, с 9 часов утра до 9 часов вечера.
Do you need to listen to it again? No, as I can see. Well, so, which are correct answers? C, B, C. That's perfect. And you see, it was a descriptive text, quite a long one. And actually in the test it's repeated twice, here it's not. And then you'll have to do 5 or 6 exercises after listening to this monologue or descriptive test. Yeah, C, B, C. Perfect. All right. Now some tips on how to improve your listening skills. Again, as with reading, you should try to listen to as many things and people as possible. Yeah, you listen to people, listen to online stories, films, serials, whatever. Watch videos, listen to the radio, and so on. So expose yourself a lot to listening things. That's very important. Of course, you can find a lot of various listening activities in the course books and in past sample test papers. Well, and again, as with A1 level, it's very important to practice the letters of the alphabet, long numbers, telephone numbers, dates, and most frequently used Russian names. That's important too. Any other ideas maybe you have? Dear friends, how to improve your listening skills? Can you give me 1 or 2 ideas? Talk to the natives. Yeah. Listen to music. Watch movies and listen to broadcasts, podcasts. Watch movies. Yeah. Watching movies is very useful. Russian music, radio programs. Yeah, that's it. That's right. You're right. So that's what I've said. Yeah, you expose a lot. Try to expose a lot to listening things in Russian. Yeah, that'll help a lot. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, you are very creative, resourceful. And now some more useful tips for test tasks performance. When you do the tests, you should manage your time effectively. Well, especially when you do grammar and vocabulary and writing, but we're not focusing on it today. Well, when you do the reading test, you first read the questions, find and underline keywords, Then you scan the text, keeping in mind the keywords, and then only you answer the questions, if possible, of course. And with listening, you first read the tasks. That's always important. Then you listen to the text, and only then you mark the answers in your draft while first listening. That's very simple, but very effective and practical ideas to perform your test better. And don't forget, on the day of the test, bring with you a passport or other ID with a photo, receipt of payment for examination, 2 ball pens of blue color, and bilingual dictionary paper. And these things are forbidden during the test. Yes, nowadays we're doing most of the tests online, but I hopefully it will end soon, and we'll do a lot of offline testing. So, and I don't know where you are exactly, Tranti. You maybe from Thailand or Cambodia, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. And so things which are forbidden during the test are all electronic devices, and you can't take away examinations papers. Vietnam. Yeah, thank you. Yes, you can't copy test materials and talk to other candidates. And you can use your bilingual paper dictionaries only during reading and writing subtests. All right. And finally, it's about filling out the matrix. It's in offline format. Yeah, in online format, you'll do everything on your computer. That's not difficult, yeah, actually. But don't forget to put down your family name and your name, the name of your country, and the dates. Yeah. So the candidates or our friends or colleagues today are from Vietnam, Serbia, Syria. Yeah. Well, nowadays, today, you can do both online and offline testing. That's no problem, no real problem. In the near future, you can't come to the test offline. Yeah, if you're from Vietnam, it's a long way from here, and there are a lot of difficulties due to the pandemic these days, so you'd better take online testing. Yeah. And finally, you've got a number of resources to start getting ready for your exams, or to help your students to get prepared for the exams. Well, there's sample tests, and the test of Russian as a foreign language descriptions, standards, lexical minimums, and a lot of course books, of course, yeah, for different levels. You can find them and buy online. And there's some information to contact us through the website, email, and telephone. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for your attention. And now we've got some time. I've got some time to answer your questions if you have. So, Tranti, yeah? If I don't remember some details, can I return and read again? Yeah. Tranti, reading is easier than listening because you can always return back and read again if you control your time effectively. In listening, you can't do this. Yeah, it's possible, of course. Any other questions, please? Keramati Farnas, how can we have the online exam? It's easy. You should contact online the administrator at our testing center. Well, then you can give details, your personal details, then you pay for the exam, and then on a particular date, you just do the testing. That's easy. Yeah, you just contact us through the website or email or by the telephone and arrange all necessary things. Farnaz, that was your question. And Trendy, what do we have to do in the speaking section? Yeah, we'll talk extensively about writing and speaking sections on the 26th of April. So if you are interested, you can join us. It will be Monday, the 26th of April. We'll be talking about speaking and writing for A1, A2, and B1 levels. So welcome, please, to this webinar. Some notes and underline words. What do you mean, Magdalena? Can I write down some notes and underline words, etc.? You mean, where would you like to write down some notes and words? Yeah, if you take offline test, if you do offline tests, you will be given some papers, reading tasks, listening tasks, and so on. And of course, you can write down any notes you need and underline the keywords or any words you need, you're not sure about, or whatever. The test, Christina, we have tests on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So no problem, yeah. You want to take in C1 level, though. That's great, Tranhi, but that's not that easy. So, but on the 5th of May, Tranhi, that's for you, there will be a webinar focusing on C1 level vocabulary, grammar, listening, and reading test papers. So you're welcome on the 5th of May. Official paper. I don't know, yeah. What kind of official paper do you mean? Yeah. Probably not, yeah. You're not allowed to write something on official papers, yeah, things like that. But actually, I'm not sure, yeah. But in your testing materials, you can write anything you want. And dear friends, colleagues, any more questions? If you don't have ones, I'll be finishing today's webinar. Thank you guys. Have a nice evening. And in Vietnam, it's probably night. Yeah. Yeah. Adriana, it's absolutely possible to do the exam online due to the pandemic situation. Well, and when it's finished, even when it's finished, you can do it online anytime. we can arrange it both online and offline. Yeah, in Russia, it's an early evening. Okay, thank you. That's all for today. And yeah, another week on Wednesday, we'll be talking about B1 level. If you are interested, I invite you to the webinar. Thank you very much again, and goodbye.